Inheaden Happy Hour Season 1 Episode 1 and action, and then you clap.
Inheaden Happy Hour.
Sarah.
Say it.
Inheaden Happy Hour. Sarah. Inheaden Happy Hour Season 1 Episode 1.
Namaste, India.
I see you have something in your hand.
Yes, this is our CIO's Christian Heinz favorite drink here in India, and to honor him here we brought one to the set. No, I love it too. It's a good drink in between to refresh.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more.
Yes.
So tell me, what problem were you solving when you started Inheaden? We have established that you wanted that freedom and you were capable. You also had the ambition. So tell me, what did you want in the future that made you realize, oh, I don't want to continue this. I don't want to work for somebody else. Rather, I want to create my reality by myself. And that was Inheaden. So take me through those 2 years, fast forward 2 years before you started till you started Inheaden.
I was studying. While I was studying, I had jobs. Usually everyone in Germany starts to work very early. Not full-time or anything very committed, but like mini jobs, side jobs.
Such as? Bartending?
For example, that is maybe a common one for cities or students. But also I have worked at the fuel station. I have worked in a supermarket, filling up the shelves during the night before I traveled. Then actually I had a little bit of a period between school and my traveling, where 2-3 months I was saving some money and worked night shifts in a supermarket. My very first job, which my mom then ruined, I believe until today, was dog sitting. I was putting on Word a flyer together when I must have been 10 or something, and that I'm up to do dog sitting, and put it to our...
How much would you get paid dog sitting?
And back then I think I got paid €5
an hour
or something an hour, but it was within our village. So in the supermarket in our village I put the flyer. I found someone. I think I did it twice, and then somehow my mom must have told her that sometimes, because I should sit the dog while she was actually at work, and then my mom told her somehow that I would sometimes forget to lock the terrace at home, and somehow then I lost my job. So my first job I lost because of my mom. But yeah, from there...
I can see you're still holding that grudge.
Yes, I think it was a wonderful job, dog sitting. But yeah, I also worked as a trainer for gymnastics. Then I trained little girls in 2 neighbor villages. Then later, and yeah, I did also door-to-door sales for a company selling frozen food, collecting phone numbers.
How was that selling?
It was actually, back then I didn't hate it actually too much. It was in summer a little hot though, but it was I was quite motivated, and if I did a door sale at the doorstep that they ordered something, I got even a €20 commission, which translates probably to I don't know, 18,800 rupees or something approximately.
Yeah, 1,800.
And I was always trying to sell directly on the doorstep, door to door, instead of just collecting the phone number and the name and email. So I had my list, but that was I think.
What were you selling?
Frozen food. It can be it was a big catalog, big Bofrost called in Germany. A company who sells frozen vegetables, cakes, anything you find in anything you find in a supermarket, they would sell to you. You can order in the catalog and they bring it to your home, kind of. But that's
so there is a potential that if someone orders, they would order again.
Yes, most often you become a client after the first order, and then I think you do even have to order once a quarter or something. I don't remember exactly, but in that time, I really, I think, learned to talk to people I have never met in my life. I mean, just doesn't happen these days anymore. I was, I think, 18 or something, very, very young. Like, what is it, 12 years ago? You go to a house, you ring the doorbell, and you talk to someone you have never met and try to sell them something. I think that is the hardcore sales
Yeah, that's the real sales.
you experience there. And I think that in these jobs, also service driven, like at the fuel station I work at the cashier, I mean, you have to try to sell a coffee on top, because on fuel you don't make too much money. You make money in a fuel station with the gums, the ice cream, the Red Bull you sell, or like whatever you like have in the fuel station, or some food. So you always try to offer like a car wash or a coffee to go on top, and you have to ask every single time. So there you learn like the service sales. I think I learned in these very honest and good jobs in my point of view, but I came to realize that I had maybe supervisors who were more kind of bossy, and if I had any feedback, any ideas, they were shut down. I mean, okay, I was young, I get it. I still believe some of them were not too bad, which I brought up, but I developed this need of, okay, maybe it's easier if I can just
do it on your
create, not necessarily do it on my own. I think nobody does anything on their own. That is a lie. Like, you cannot create big things on your own. That is impossible. Everyone has support and has great people around him or her. But I had this drive then, okay, let's create an environment which lets creativity flow, and people can honestly and openly talk about ideas, and we can collaborate and leave this boss stuff away to an extent. Of course, later on, since you grow, you need a little bit of hierarchy for decision making and structure and efficiency. That is another purpose. But in the early days, we started then like with a really open-minded community, and the drive was then also changing maybe the way how we work. So having flexibility, decide when you want to work, how you want to work, what time you want to work, if possible, and if somehow even possible, forget completely about the hours you work, and reward, which kind of a salary is, people according to performance. It's not that easy, but these were the early thoughts at Inheaden to really change also the 9 to 5 Monday to Friday work week, and give freedom to people and listen to people, because these are all things I think I have not experienced.
So, if I understand you correctly, you've had a bunch of experiences, or let's say jobs, and you realize that you are unable to perform your best because of people or other challenges, and you figured that, let me create an environment that is free, and the only objective is that it gives you everything that's required to perform at your best level.
Yes.
But now you also believe that structure is important and hierarchy is important. So Inheaden was a community. What was the objective of the community?
We had 2017, I think, when Inheaden started, with the very first meeting we had in a shisha bar in Rüsselsheim.
Who are these people that you invited?
These were friends from school and from uni, and some people from gymnastics.
Like,
so
what was the invite like?
The invite like was, I mean, the project literally was called Project Unknown. We had no name, we had no idea, like, but I called, I mean, something happened before, which I come to in a second, but we called for that meeting with the purpose: we are smart and we can do something on our own based on the things we are interested in doing. I had people from different fields, like engineering, software, IT, commercial side for economy and finance stuff. So I tried to set up a diverse team, which these people usually work all in jobs which are completely unrelated, as you mentioned, like some service industry or in a restaurant or something. And to say, okay, let's try to do something here on our own. I think we are smart enough. We are not dumb, and let's find let's brainstorm together. That was kind of the first meeting. Of course, I didn't just come with nothing. When the idea of starting something came was one night when I have received a phone call from a friend, and he's from the Ukraine, and he worked a night shift in a more or less side job. Was not the nicest hotel maybe, and he said, "Come here, I have to show you something." And what happened was I was with Andy, my best friend in Germany at that time, also doing a lot and thinking about some approaches what we could maybe do. But I drove then in this night. It was quite late already, I think after midnight, to the hotel to Rüsselsheim, 20 minutes drive, and then he showed me his wallet, and he had bought Bitcoin and Ethereum. And that was the moment when I thought, okay, what happened? And he showed me how much money he did in like a few days now, because it was just going up. And I got to hear about blockchain and crypto. And that was our very first idea in 2017, to start with the topic of blockchain and crypto currencies, to do something with it. And so I proposed as the very first idea that we will be a company which shares knowledge about different cryptocurrencies, because there were a lot of altcoins out there, what the difference is between them and how the technology works, what the difference is in between the technology from Bitcoin compared to Ethereum, LTE, Ripple, and whatever was there or is still there. And that we can also, on top, that is kind of sharing knowledge, and on top of that we can do asset management for people. So everyone who's maybe a little older is looking for new asset classes to invest in, to diversify their portfolios, to invest for them, and to manage it also on their behalf, or to even, if possible, to advise. But our BaFin is it's a government organization who is kind of
They don't know crypto, so they don't want you to get into it.
and especially none of us had any background or certifications in being a portfolio manager or investment advisor, or I mean, we have not finished any of us at that point of time has finished any degree in finance or whatsoever, and neither did any training by any official department to be authorized to do all that and to advise people. So we hit rock bottom very fast, and got within a few months everything was kind of switched off. The idea of, okay, we will be this investment company without having anyone being legally qualified to consult people or invest for people. And that was the first time I think it hit us, and we had to change.
So what did you change into? Because I'm sure you knew, or you were confident that you would be able to provide a positive service and value. So I'm sure there was something there that connected to what you changed to.
I think the one big difference between us and many other startups out there is usually someone has an idea, happens to be from a PhD or even some bachelor or master like thesis they have done. Inheaden was going as so often the other way. We have built a great team. I was scouting people, looking for committed people, intelligent people, passionate people, and just the ones who believe they have it in them, and with them I wanted to decide, like, what do we want to do, because great ideas can fail, great teams can't. And that is where I think Inheaden is very different. We did never start with, okay, that is the one idea we have, we want to make that, and we optimize every team and everything around this idea. We said, okay, we need the best people, and then we see what we can do. And it happened then that we were very tech heavy, and we were good in software and IT, and started to make it our main topic. At this time, I have also met a person who was planning to maybe join. They had already started with their own startup, and this was him and two of his friends. And he got some work experience already, so he told us a little bit, or taught us a little bit about how things worked at his company. Of course, knowledge which you never gained in school or university, to get back to that topic, but entrepreneurship and taxations and all these topics, I think, was very new to us. So how to open a company and everything, like how a company is run, how you bill, what are even like day rates, and like how do you calculate margins and the product, and everything was completely like, I did not even come from that angle. I came from like IT software from school, heavily into science, then was in the middle of my physics studies, and so a complete new world. So there we shared for some time the same interest, to share forces and work on something, and then we were building. After some time, first action was finding a name. We had everyone involved. It was not just me, to come up with name ideas. It happened that I think sometimes have a little bit of luck with finding the right name. So Inheaden came from me, end of the day. But we voted on the name. We asked people, even like including getting feedback was something we did from the beginning onwards. Like we asked several different people for what name they liked the most, what they think, what they connected with, and Inheaden was standing out. Everyone liked Inheaden as a name, and that was then kind of decided within like 1-2 months, end of 2017, beginning 2018, and we had a community, and we met regular then, exchanged thoughts, ideas without having something. But yeah, that was then a WhatsApp group.
You were strong. I mean, many of you, the group was strong in software and in technology.
Yes.
Was that where you met your current co-founders?
Not at this point of time. It happened that I met first of the current co-founders. First, I met Lars.
Okay. The CTO.
The CTO, our CTO. Because during that time, once we had figured out the name, I was working on a flyer. The flyer looks terrible, really bad. But it was a flyer which at least caught attention. So I was going around universities in our region, from Mannheim, Frankfurt, Darmstadt, Mainz, and was putting up our flyers like "Startup is looking for you." Project. I was just putting in like every buzzword you can think of on there, like blockchain, AI, and software, and everything you can think of, kind of. But one thing, he saw Lars on this flyer. He saw it actually in Frankfurt at the Goethe University, on a pinboard, and was fire safety. Because it happened at this time that I had an idea that we could revolutionize the way how we evacuate large buildings like airports, malls, because you see everywhere these little exit signs in case of emergencies. They give you an arrow in the direction where to go, but obviously these signs, they don't think. And my idea was like, okay, let's use all available displays through camera AI to allocate the danger. Let it be a fire or a gas leak if you have the sensors or whatever. and let the crowd move away from the danger. Not that you go from a floor maybe down where the kind of the danger source is. So that was an intelligent new system for evacuation of buildings. So I call it fire safety. And he didn't understand how AI and blockchain and all these words are connected to fire safety. So it caught his attention. And a little later he wrote an email, and we invited him then to our office, which was an office from dad of one of my friends from gymnastics. He has multiple companies, and one of them was in Darmstadt. So he allowed us to interview people in this office to set up a team and take it to the next level of having regular weekly meetings on Discord, actually. And Lars was one of them, and he stuck then with us from there on.
So from a community, and you went across putting flyers in all these universities, and you just put everything that you're doing over there, and that caught the attention of Lars, who's your current CTO.
Yes.
And I think it was his curiosity on how you would solve this problem using all of this that made him write to you.
Yes, and I had a fantastic presentation made on PowerPoint, which very shortly, actually before I met Lars, I have met Magna in Darmstadt. She is our CDO, Chief Design Officer, and co-founder at Inheaden, who was never actually even planned from my end to be involved. But I have met her in Darmstadt. She came for a student exchange semester, or like I think 3-4 months to Darmstadt.
From India?
From India, yeah, for her architecture studies in Manipal. And she did...
Oh, she's from Manipal?
Yeah, yes. She did study Manipal.
I studied in Manipal too.
That is, I heard it's a great university.
Yeah, it is.
And she did the exchange. I met her because the organization who was managing this exchange was located at the University TU Darmstadt.
What was the name of that organization? Do you know?
I think IAST.
Okay.
If I'm not wrong, yeah. And so it happened that I met her then on the campus, and I got along with her, and then we spoke, and I started to talk, excited as I was about like in Inheaden and some things, and was then one evening showing her the presentation of my fire evacuation system, which I have pitched in Berlin. There was a little excursus to go a trip with the university to Berlin to meet some startups and have a pitch contest there. Nothing major, however, it was quite nice for us because we won, like me and my colleague from physics. We did go together from uni, and we pitched this fire evacuation system. So that was for some months a big topic, until we spoke then to a mall and also the airport in Frankfurt. We tried to reach out, and they were like, okay, it's not really a thing for us. We are compliant to the laws for fire safety and evacuation, everything. Why should we do more? Like, so there was no being naive back then. Like, I was like, okay, like to save lives, like to save more people, to make it more efficient and better. But
did you create that solution?
No, we were prototyping a little.
Okay.
We were prototyping. It was never done and final or something to be used. But we had the idea of like connecting all the monitors and using everything then a little bit more dynamic. Even if you have in the US, for example, you have also in schools maybe shootings and stuff where you could evacuate a crowd from danger which is even moving, and not just study in one location located. So that was the long-term vision even. But in Germany it didn't work because a business is still looking for profits, and maybe also times were not easy, I don't know, but they were not interested in investing more money into something which doesn't gain them anything in the end if they are already compliant to the
So
laws.
there was no market fit there.
Was no market need for them there. It was
Mhm.
a little bit in our head, as so often for founders. A lot of things are in our heads, and we have to talk to people. We have to talk and ask people for their opinions to the target group.
You mentioned you met Lars when you through the flyers that you were putting out, and he reached out to you because of your fire safety idea. And you mentioned about Meghna, who would eventually become a very important key part of your core team. She becomes a co-founder. Can you take us through how you met Meghna? And she was in Germany on exchange. How did you end up convincing her to become one of the co-founders? And tell us more about Meghna.
Yes, we met. I met Meghna at the Technical University Darmstadt campus, since she stayed in Darmstadt during her internship in
That's where you studied as
Germany.
well.
That is where I studied. Yeah, so that was full in my study times, and we connected and shared similar thoughts and ideas. I think very a different idea for her life she had back then, but that has changed by now. I pitched then one night to her my presentation I have held in Berlin for a pitch startup contest where we have won, and she got hooked. She liked it. She saw how ambitious I was, and we did hang out then in the time when she was in Darmstadt, and at some point she joined even our very first meeting at Inheaden, which we had. I call it the second chapter of Inheaden. So the early community stages was like 2017, 18, and then 2018, 19 we became more a proper community. Had our first meeting in the technology and innovation hub in Darmstadt, where I have booked a room for us, and there she joined because I just invited her. It was still Inheaden, everything around Inheaden was in German. So all the presentations, all the talks, and so on. And she was, I think, a little overwhelmed. But a few months later, she actually offered, hey, maybe you could need some help with your logo. We had a very different logo back then for Inheaden. And I said, yeah, why not? She came from an architecture background, and she helped me to design our logo here today. That is the first task Meghna has gotten, and since then she became one of the most important key persons at Inheaden and our future, and how we have built our services later on with a very design first approach.
Okay, so you mentioned you have one more co-founder, who is Chris.
Yes.
So how did you end up? How did he join this mix?
Yes. Fun fact: this meeting I just mentioned in Darmstadt in 2018 during summer, all of them have been in the same room, not knowing that we will later on start a company together. So Lars already was invited, since we had a talk for like a software developer role. He was the lead developer and a key person at Inheaden. Out of a community of 20, 30 people, maybe 40, 50, there were like 5 to 10 key people who were driving this community in Inheaden. And Meghna was just casually invited because she had not much like friends. Of course, she just came and did her internship there. So I said, okay, there are a bunch of young people. Why are you not just joining and maybe listen in? So she was just sitting there, but not actually planned to be somehow involved in Inheaden. And Chris was working for an organization called Lab 3. We booked, very weird back then, for the people in the Hub 31, the innovation center in Darmstadt, on a Saturday, because we were all busy Monday to Friday. So we did it like as a side hustle, and nobody was there from the office to open anything. So they asked this organization Lab 3 if some of the members, it's a non-profit club, could open maybe the meeting room. And he came back then to the meeting, opening for us the meeting room. And
he joined the meeting.
Joined the meeting and became 6 to 8 months later. Then I think he started to proper join Inheaden. but I haven't known him before. So that is how I have met him the first time, and then invited him to our legendary summer social parties, which we have ever since I think 2018. And yeah, and he said I could join, but I don't want to do any front end. So that was the commitment I gave him. Okay, you're not going to do any front end work. And yeah, he was then building our IT infrastructure, cybersecurity, cloud, and all these topics are with him. AI recently as well, he took over, and very happy to have him on the team also.
Okay, that's excellent. It seems like a case of right moment, like, right place at the right time for both Meghna and Chris. Had Chris not been there that day, we never know. It would have been someone else in that role. And Dennis, you also seem to be quite capable of convincing these people to, in fact, join you on the journey. Can you share a bit more about that? I'm sure someone as smart as Lars or Meghna or Chris, they would need to see a clear direction. What do you think it is about you that convinced them to join you on this journey?
I think we had one big advantage, and this is that we started very young, comparable to many other founders and very successful companies. I think statistics show that most of the startups which then became successful are founded by people 40 plus age-wise. So we are comparable very young, and we were not thinking much. I think the pressure of liabilities with family, with fixed costs and things like that were not there. We were dreaming, which I think startups should, founders should, and we were dreaming about building, creating something without knowing
what it takes to create.
Yes, what it takes, what we will all need to do, and what we want to start with. And all of them are amazing and highly smart and intelligent in what they do. And I was definitely lucky, even though I do not believe in luck. It takes effort to go around, to hang flyers, you cannot sit and expect anything to come to you. That doesn't happen. You have to go, get up, and show some action, and that is what I have done, and have found the right people. And the first 3 years that I had until 2020, before we actually incorporated the company, was all about building a team, finding the right people for the right positions, and that is the first big task founder and later CEO probably has to accomplish.
So you met your co-founders, Lars, who is your CTO, Meghna, who's your head of design, and Chris, who's your chief information officer, right? And you build a team. From there, Inheaden went from a community into a company. Can you tell me, what does Inheaden even mean?
Inheaden, the name means, if you put it into pieces, in, head, and N, which stands for Innovative Headway Enterprise, which was meant to make clear that we strive innovation, looking forward to build great things, hidden in a fictive, not existing word we came up with, Inheaden.
So your vision is, from what I know, creating inspiring technology that is designed to empower ideas of the world. How did the four of you decide that this is the vision for the company?
I think vision evolves and becomes more concrete over time, but we have in our team the capability of getting things done, execution, and that is where most people fail with the execution part, of missing like skills in the team or capacities of actually executing the idea, where we came and say, okay, ideas should not work because people don't know how to
make it
happen. Yeah, exactly. And that is then where we said, we Inheaden as a tech angel wants to come and empower ideas, and this is what we have done ever since.
So how did you eventually, at the beginning stages, figure out what you are going to do? Because I can read your mission here, which says custom tech, well designed, and AI powered. Right at the initial stages, how did you know what services you were going to offer?
We started with services we have had experience with, services we have done for ourselves, like branding. For Inheaden, we have done it. We have succeeded very well. We very quickly found our new client, Signitron and Sudis. We work until today together in a partnership. For software, Lars has been a freelancer in the software field for very long, by then already, I think several years even. And he had a team, surrounded with a team of great developers. Of course, we could offer front-end and back-end development to build software products. And with Chris's capabilities in hardware and all around IT operations and systems infrastructure, we were well prepared to bring these products to a launch and have them in production running.
So I've seen a couple of your end-to-end branding and design projects. Right? How do you think, what does Inheaden offer that another agency or another branding company wouldn't offer? That is number one. Number two, Inheaden, as far as I see it right now, is a technology company. Now, what is the difference that Inheaden brings to branding, having this strength of technology behind?
I think what makes us unique is that we have the team which delivers an end-to-end solution. So we know what needs to happen at stage 1, which we otherwise will miss at stage 10 later on. And having all these in-house resources available, I think enables us to deliver very fast. And most importantly, we deliver, which many others don't. Maybe with delays, maybe not the full scope, maybe not functional. And that is something we stand for, that we deliver, period. And we always have done that, sometimes, of course, on our own costs, but we deliver, and that is what is important to us. We have a very young team, so we know latest technologies. We know what is possible already. We are not very stuck in, how things were made 10 years ago or 20 years ago. We focus on how things should be done today. So we work state of the art. And that is what many partners and clients appreciate, to have a partner who stays up to date, who is using latest technology. Like for us, DeepSeek was launched. We had it tried out several almost hours later in production, our own environments, to play around with it and see what is possible to push technology and get the maximum out of it.
So could you take me through an example? I want to, before we move into the software and the technology and the AI bit, which I'm sure are very important and key to you, one of the unique qualities of Inheaden is that it looks at the user's experience. It looks at the design element before when it does anything. Can you take me through an experience or a client's experience? Can you tell me take a client, for example, and what did they want, and what did Inheaden do for them in how much time, and what was the experience for both Inheaden as well as the client?
I would like to do that. That is very important at Inheaden, as you have mentioned, that we are a design-driven company. So user-centric product is our core. I believe, and so does the team, that products are made to serve a purpose and have users, and it's our job to ensure that the entire product is focused on the user who is using it, who is the product is serving it like to. And many companies in the past, I think, they have forgotten it, and we are in a trend that user experience becomes a way bigger topic in the software industry. And products in the past I think, yeah, they have not software products. If we compare today, like even older operating systems we have used, like everything has evolved, improved, and this is the way to go.
Dennis, you mentioned that design projects were one of the first things that you did as a company. And even in your vision and mission, design seems to take a very important place in everything that you do. Can you tell me, how does Inheaden put design first while building, whether it be branding or whether it be tech solutions for your clients? And why?
Yes, I think that has not always been the case. That is highly the input from Magna, our CDO and co-founder, and she has brought it to the table at Inheaden. I think it is quite unique compared to many software companies that we have since the beginning already a design domain at Inheaden, whose responsibility is to make design a priority in all like ways 360 around the company. And for products specifically, I believe that we cannot go ahead and say, okay, here's a technology, what do we do with it? We have to go see what is it the users need, what is the problem we are solving, and create the technology behind it. And that is what design means for us. Designing is not just making things pretty. Designing is to make products use the server in the best possible way. And that is starting most often with a design thinking workshop or called discovery workshop we have at Inheaden, which we have launched very early already and have great response from our clients. And I think the products we have built speaking for themselves. One example here maybe, 2 years ago we got in touch through our network with Bloomwell, by now a big player in the European market for medical cannabis, and they have built MVP with the offshore company, and it was, if I'm not wrong, built on WordPress, so off-the-shelf kind of toolkit with low-code, no-code maybe development, and they have figured very fast it does not serve the actual purpose. And so they reached out to us. We're looking for a new partner who can build the next level of a product, so-called MLP, minimal lovable product. So the first product actually, which lovable, yeah, the
LOVE.
Yes, the first product people start to love, because that is not the job from an MVP. MVP serves the purpose, minimal viable product, to be on the market out there. Maybe create a solution for a problem, but people don't speak about it, people don't love it, and are actually obsessed about it. So with the next step then in the software product, let's say lifetime, is then the MLP, the minimal level product. And this is where we came into place, and they were completely aligned with us to invest time and also money to sit first, to make strategy, to see what the user's issues are. And that is where design for us starts, where Magna is wonderful at. And based on these results of the product discovery, user alignment, stakeholder alignment, feature dump, prioritization, and getting this all aligned brings us to a really focused product in the end. And that is what design first means for us at Inheaden.
Okay, I have a question. Maybe it's a dumb question. What advantage let's say I'm your client, right? What advantage do I get while having a design first product that's created by you versus somebody else who's created a product that is probably not like how you've created, but also serves the purpose? Like, what is the long term and the short term advantage for me if versus these two products?
You save time and money.
How?
we don't go the wrong way. If you start, and this is what many startups do, so they don't like to invest money usually on the user research part, on consultation, because it costs in the beginning a little bit of investment and also time, which they most often think they don't have, but they start to develop. But that means once they go the wrong way, they have to develop again something to fix it or to go another direction, change things. And all this is avoided when we say, okay, we start with designing a product, the user flows, the information architecture, and have even a clickable click dummy, like a design dummy, how it's going to look, how it's going to function. And this is built in probably 20%, 15 to 20% of the entire project budget and time, which accelerates it. Once we are done with it, we will easily make up for the time again. And time, as always in business, is money.
Mm-hmm.
And in the end, for our clients, they appreciate if we save money and if we save time.
Do you think that having well-designed products also get you more customers and, let's say, keeps customers that who use your product? Because I personally use many technology products, like many apps, and I tend to go back to the ones that solve my problem quickly, neatly, in a way I find it to be a little intuitive.
Yeah, I believe you use a lot of latest products, mobile apps, and products you find recently, software as a service solutions. You opt in for a monthly retainer or something. I think we are more focused on helping and leveraging existing businesses, small, medium businesses who have been in the market and now have to innovate, have to become more user-centric because competition is increasing. So you don't see that problem of building user-centric products as much with the latest startups, because by now even...
it's the norm.
Yeah, it's kind of the norm where it should be. Still, there's a difference in quality as always, but we, I think, tackle problems from startups as well when we help them as a tech angel to be their CTO, but also small, medium businesses who have been in business for very long to digitalize, to map the processes out and to improve them, and to also support enterprises or governments to enable them to use latest technology and build products they most often also are used by themselves. Not just B2C. If we talk about products, B2C is the first thing many people think about. We are very focused on B2B to help other businesses to succeed.
So there was a lot there. I want to take things, I want to deep dive a little bit more. I know that along with design, you also create technology, create custom-built software solutions. You mentioned small and medium businesses, but you've also now started catering these solutions to larger companies, including multinationals as well as large governmental agencies, right? Can you tell me, if you look for Inheaden online, what Google would say is a high-performance tech consulting company? What is the high performance bit? Like, how would you define that? If I was a multinational or a government agency, what kind of performance, which is high, that can I expect from Inheaden?
High performance for Inheaden means that we deliver in time or even faster, that we deliver functional, high-performing software solutions, especially the speed in the back end, the speed of latencies of different technologies, multi-cloud region concepts are required, and that is what they can expect from us. And
so if I understand you correctly, you build a product that will perform really well in multiple conditions, and because of the fact that you're not a huge company, you are able to deliver projects much quicker than somebody else.
That is exactly the case. We have everything what is needed in-house, which increases performance again. We don't have to talk with suppliers on our end or on the client's end with design or IT maintenance teams or other teams. So everything comes from Inheaden in-house, and that is increasing definitely our performance.
So what does this mean to the client? Like, what benefits do they see? Because sometimes you might go for a cheaper product, but you end up paying more in the long term because you are not able to realize the benefits of building that product quickly enough. So what are the benefits on the client side?
Also, maybe apart from the functional software, I think I would like to highlight that high performance means also reduced errors. We had the case now also with the client who had our software we delivered, larger platform, tested by a pen testing team, a company who is also testing, a European company also testing government entities, secret service entities from the government for IT and cybersecurity, and the results were excellent. So I rather would say if you invest into a product, that you invested in it once rather than cheap twice.
That's true. So if I get you correctly, whatever you make is uncrackable. It not only performs and is not only very intuitive for the user, but also very secure, and like they don't need to worry about data leaks. You mentioned Germany has a very high, strict standard for data security and infrastructure. Can you tell me a little bit more about what is the situation there, as well as how that has affected you as a team, and how that affects the way you build technology for other clients?
I think in Europe we have one of the highest standards for data privacy, and also regulated highly. So it is not negotiable in Europe to have to be GDPR compliant. GDPR stands for General Data Protection Regulations, and that is definitely a USP for us being in Europe, to know all the regulations, to act and build accordingly. The company I was just talking about for the pen testing, there it was crucial for them if they could achieve reaching data from patients, medical data or any personal data. So that is, of course, and should be the highest priority, to avoid any external access to these data, because these data belong to everyone, and only to them, to the users, to every user, and not to anyone else.
So is this audit public? Like, was it a public? Is it a company where the audit was done publicly?
The audit was done in-house from their end with third party, and was, as far as I know, not made public yet. But yeah, we were still very proud.
Okay. One of the biggest projects for Inheaden right now is the project that you're doing for the government in Dubai. Can you tell me what the project is? And because from what I know, it's quite sizable and it's custom built. Why did the client opt for a custom built solution? What advantages does that bring for the client?
The client is the government, the federal government in the UAE, even though it's located in Dubai. But yeah, we are very proud to got this chance to work with the government in the UAE, and to get it maybe is the interesting part, because we were competing with big names. Probably the biggest names you can right now think of.
Biggest tech consulting companies.
Biggest tech consulting companies. And times have shifted, I feel, and it will continue that way. It might take 5 to 10 more years, but many are not just interested in getting a consulting session on how to solve a problem. Yeah, they want the solution, and a solution means you have to know how to get the solution done. And there we are back to the topic execution, and this is what Inheaden is capable of. We can execute and build solutions, and we have outperformed our competitors in this tender, and as an underdog, probably very unexpected throughout 1 year, we have made it to be selected, and now are consulting and also implementing AI solutions for the government in the UAE. Why custom? I think this is a trend we will see in the next years more and more, especially with larger organizations. I would put it very simple. If you're a successful company, yeah, if we say now you're very successful in the older days, maybe entrepreneur, you would like to go maybe to a tailor to get your suit custom made, and not to a shop to get it off the shelf. And in the same way, businesses, as our bodies, are so individual that you need, for high performance solutions, again, really custom solutions. And the era of software as a service products, which was a big boom in the last years, I think will calm down, because medium, small businesses will also be able to afford custom solutions. If we look into the development of AI we see right now. So which business, if you have the chance and you can get a custom solution compared to a off-the-shelf solution, would choose the off-the-shelf solution? Because no business is in any way identical to another business. They are also different, and the future is going to be custom solutions.
Thank you, Dennis. I really like that you brought the suit analogy. Would it be fair to say that having a custom solution also somewhat decreases the challenges that come with implementation? Because developing a solution is number one. This government agency has a particular challenge for which they need a local AI model. You've developed it. But does a custom solution enable a better use case for that company versus using some of the open source models?
I think you have to see what suits the purpose also. So also with the off-the-shelf software solutions, I think they're wonderful if you get started with something. And now if you are a little older, like governments usually are, you have already your process in place, and you can't take an off-the-shelf solution and make it fit your process most often. You need the solution fit your process most of the time. And that is then maybe even taking low-code, no-code solutions. Okay, they will exist, they help to accelerate things, and you make them customizable more than we know some solutions nowadays. But for this particular client, I think it was important, and as of my knowledge, it was the first complete built product by the government and owned by the government as a software product for themselves. And that was very unique, and you can't own software solutions you buy. You have to build them your own. So you have also the benefit of, instead of you're using something what is not yours, versus you're building something which is increasing
Entirely
your
yours.
assets. It's yours. It's like for businesses. I don't know how it actually is for governments, but for business, your solution can be in your assets also in the company. So they have a value. And I think that is something what was important for them as well. And the solution, of course, which was required in this case, simply there is no off-the-shelf solution where you could say, okay, I take now some CRM tool and do it with that. It's an AI solution, and UAE, ambitious as they are, aiming to become a world-leading country in AI. And I see that happening because they are willing, and they have the guts to bet on the underdog, which they did. And we did deliver, other than many tech consultancies before us. And as of now, they are very happy with us. And I see there a long-term partnership happening, yeah.
So a custom built solution helps you solve the problem better in a way that is tailored for you very quickly. Working with Inheaden makes it perform and make it very quick, and also build an asset, build a product that they own, that they're not paying subscription fees eventually, and they have their own team that's taking care of it, and you own it. You increase the value overall because the tools, at the end, this is a tool, isn't it? You own the tool that fits perfectly to your needs. If I'm sure this is a continuing, this is going to be a continuing trend, because for someone like your client who is a government agency, I'm sure they don't have the choice of even giving a chance that their data gets out, right? So I guess security is also something that is very important for them to safeguard, because it's the security of a country, I guess, in a way, isn't it?
Yes, it is. The security measures are very high around the entire project, and that is also why I cannot share all the details about what is happening at this moment and what is planned in future. But I am very proud to be part of this innovation we are building here with the country together. And we had the chance to present with the ministry already our first alpha version at a fair. The result was fabulous. I was very happy of the performance, and we are also outperforming other large language models which are publicly accessible. So again, there is the high performance part coming into place, and I'm very curious to see what the future brings.
So is solving problems for government agencies a strategic way for Inheaden to move forward into? Because clearly this was not a small project.
It was not, still is not, and I think it is it had a big impact on Inheaden, and to enable us to also tackle other things we have on our own roadmap. To learn from it, as in any other project we are learning, and with this government agency, I think they are to an extent also trendsetters. What is possible to use latest technology
Amongst all the other government agencies.
Yes, and because it's more than just connecting maybe an API to ChatGPT or something, which of course would never be possible or should not be okay for a government entity to connect to any public accessible large language model to share any data with it. So it's fully hosted on private clouds and taken care of from all cybersecurity measures you can probably think of.
Now you have already delivered successful projects to some large enterprise level, government agency level clients. What should somebody, maybe a multinational or a medium sized tech heavy company or a government agency, if they need a custom build software solution or a LLM, a large language model, or an AI based solution that needs to be custom built for them, what should the steps be? How should they connect with Inheaden? And what can they expect from you?
I'm very glad you're asking. It's very simple. You go to our website, inheaden.io, inheaden.io, and you can drop us a message via the contact field, or you click on book a call. You can directly book a call with me or one of my colleagues to discuss it. We treat requests very confidential, entire projects very confidential. And the other option is to just drop us an email to info@inheaden.io, and we will reply shortly to you to schedule the first meeting. I'm regular in Germany, I'm regular in the Middle East, and also here in India. So we could catch up.
We are in Bangalore for those watching.
Yes. In lovely Bangalore. But I'm happy to meet people in Bangalore, in Dubai, or in Germany. Frankfurt, Darmstadt region and discuss any requests. We have multiple options to analyze and identify even AI use cases with our AI use case workshop to see what could help, what could the organization need to enable efficiency, especially all around data, because there is no worth in data if you don't use them. To manage data is the first step before you can apply an AI. And later we are happy to discuss also all ideas around prediction, forecasting, very crucial topics for enterprises and government entities.
So just a quick understanding of a timeline. I do realize that many things are on a case-by-case basis. It depends on the extensive nature of the amount of data that you have, but approximately how much time are we talking about? Let's say I want to derive business relevant insights from a large bank of data that I have about customers with multiple fields. Let's say that spans 20 years, right? How soon can I have a custom built model through which I can churn insights?
As you mentioned correctly, it depends on the size of project, on the size of the idea. But you could say you have the first proper ideas after our discovery phase, which is crucial to identify the AI use cases and how we can take that idea forward. That takes usually between 3 to 5 days to identify here the first use cases, and then if it goes towards the product development, it can take another 2 weeks for the workshop sessions to really get everything
to be
clear about every detail what we are planning to do here, and then the implementation of the product can take place in between 3 months to 12 months. That is what you usually can plan with.
So the first parts, the workshop as well as the solution building, they are collaborative, correct? Like you need the client also to be participating.
Yes, that is possible online and offline. Preferable offline because some workshops are just more insightful, and you can get participants, important stakeholders to speak up more if we are hosting them in person. However, it's not always possible, especially if you're a multi-regional organization and some stakeholders might be abroad, but they can be invited online to some workshops. It could be hybrid as well. And then you have all the deliverables about the user research, interviews, questionnaires and everything we will prepare and deliver then accordingly before we move forward.
So the number of use cases, let's say you've developed something already for client A, and client A wants to now develop another use case. Is that something that is possible? Or is that something that's additional?
That is something very expected because software is never done. The development to improve a product is never done. And I think we have seen that with many successful companies out there. And it is then a continuous project. So how it usually works after the get to know, discovery, finding out what we do, doing the roadmap to have committed timelines and deliverables, milestones in place. Then we have the implementation phase where we build most often the minimal viable product or lovable product as we discussed. And then after this, we have to offer once the Inheaden care package, which takes care of the production environment to ensure the uptime, to ensure the software and IT maintenance of the live product. And if you want to continue and take that project to the next level and further develop, we have team packages, which we like to offer to work with a dedicated team of ours with the resources which are required depending on the cases, UX UI designers, AI engineers, data engineers, software developers for mobile, front end, back end, to make a really custom package to take that product to the next level.
To keep growing it.
To keep growing, yes. But we can go slow, we can go fast. We want to be as diverse as every business client is, and we will build custom solutions then also from what we offer.
I remember reading some of the blogs, and I remember Lars, your CTO, mentioning that like your products are built in a modular fashion. Does this architecture or this way that you build your products also help in growing it quickly and growing it seamlessly?
Yes, you can build software. I would say there are two approaches. One approach is the monolith, where you build like one code base for a product. The other one, quite modern, is the microservices for a product, which enables scalability a little bit more to see that everything is a little bit more separated in the code base. So if you change something here, it doesn't change anything here. And the approach we choose is most often the best suiting one. So depending on what your long-term vision is on the product, we would probably go then with a software architecture which is fitting your needs.
How did you find these big clients of Inheaden?
There, in general, when we started, of course, it's good to know we had no network, no existing support from like none of our parents were anywhere entrepreneurs. So we started from zero, and maybe two stories I could share. One is our very first client we got in 2019 before establishing the company. That was through a connection I met when I worked in a supermarket after school. And he still remembered us, and a friend of him, his wife, knew someone from a company, a car logistic company, who were actually looking to digitalize their business a little bit more. And he got us in touch, and we got our first project in place, which was for us a big thing, the first project ever, and not just a few €100. It was actually already 5 figures, and we were very happy and performed. And
this is from your time at the supermarket?
That is from the time I worked in the supermarket. I like to keep in touch with people and update them on what is going on. And the second very funny story maybe I would like to share, when I traveled back in 2015-16, I have made a connection in Hong Kong, which turned out nowadays to be a very important one to us at Inheaden, because he became our mentor.
Do you mind telling his name?
Yes, his name is Patrick Marou. Back in the day when I met him in Hong Kong, he was visiting Hong Kong again after he lived there for several years.
What were you doing there?
I was traveling. That was after school when I traveled the world.
The 23 countries, 1 year.
Yes, exactly.
You met him as part of your journey.
Yes, and now ThyssenKrupp became our client a little bit later, and I met him with Andy, my best friend from Germany. He was standing there in a German beer garden having a beer, and Andy was reaching out to him asking where we could maybe find a shisha bar, and he told us he maybe knows where we could get one, and then we spent a few more hours together. A little bit embarrassing at that point of time. I didn't know ThyssenKrupp since they are B2B.
A huge company.
It's a massive company, German traditional business.
Engineering.
Engineering, and the largest steel company in the world. So, but yeah, I was very happy. And 2 years later, he gave me his business card. I reached out to him. I was like, here, listen, I don't know if you remember me, but we met in Hong Kong. I have an idea. I want to start a company. And he said, sure, let's meet. And Andy and I, we drove to Düsseldorf and met him again after 2 years. And since then, he has been part of our journey. I hope that he will continue to be a part of our journey, that as a mentor we can reach out to him. And 1 year after incorporation, he actually gave us the chance to, after I guess we have proven a little bit ourselves that we are able to manage a business for a year and not go bankrupt. He gave us the chance to work in the marketing field together with ThyssenKrupp Aerospace. And I'm very happy that we took this chance. We are still working with ThyssenKrupp on several projects by now. Also, their appreciation for design and the direction they go is, I think, should be a role model for many companies. And we are looking towards a bright future, I hope, together.
So you met Mr. What can you repeat his
Maru.
name? Maru, okay, in Hong Kong in 2016. You started working with ThyssenKrupp in 2019, and you're still working with them on different projects, and it's scaling up.
Yes, that is what we are doing.
So how is it possible for a small company, I would say Inheaden is a small startup, deal with large multinational companies like ThyssenKrupp?
I think it's similar to the government entity we spoke about in the UAE. It's the drive we have as a small business. We perform on a very high quality standard we set for ourselves as a benchmark. We are able to deliver fast. We are able to work in-house on the projects, and the capability of what our design domain is capable of doing as a design thinking workshop to visualize and identify issues and challenges in processes and in the company. I think that is something what is very unique to Inheaden, and one of the main reasons ThyssenKrupp likes also to work with us. That we not just do I say it now, but like stupid tech. Like, we do more. We are a partner. We are thinking outside the box, and we add value to just simple tech.
Okay. Well, I hope you get more companies like the government of the UAE and ThyssenKrupp. Can you tell me a little bit more about how you're going about expanding your company? Because clearly we've spoken about two major clients. They're not small, and I'm sure the deals are in millions, right? What's the future for Inheaden? How are you equipping yourself to expand?
We are in a people business, so whatever we do, we need people to deliver the service we offer as of now. Since we have not entered any software products, and to become better and expand means we have to find the right people for the right positions, the smartest people out there, to attract them, to build a culture worth working in. And I think that is what we have worked on the last 5 years already. We have just turned 5 years. Happy birthday again here to Inheaden.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. And
Happy birthday, guys.
And we are extremely proud of the culture we have set. And communities and culture is built on values. And the values we have very straight at Inheaden. We are.
So what are some of the values?
Our values, I will let you know. Chase the unknown. We want innovation. You know from our name, Inheaden stands for Innovative Headway Enterprise. We want progress and innovation. So chase the unknown is the first value we have at Inheaden. The second one is pride and performance, because performance matters in the future even more than in the past. And we take pride in our work we do. And we are on fire for what we do. And we only do projects we are interested in. And the third one is befriend the cliff's edge. Take risks. There's no innovation without taking risks. So these values at Inheaden, I think, is what brings us together as a community, as a team, and keeps us together. And we are looking forward to finding more risk takers, more innovators, more people who like performance and take pride in their work. And this is now what we are looking forward to in the next 1-2 years to expand our team.
So I've heard you talking about the culture, and you have quite an interesting concept for your office. And you mentioned to me several times that you integrate work and play together, and you have your dog at the German headquarters, isn't it? We have a really beautiful big office in Dubai, and we've got a nice office in Bangalore. So, can you tell me a little bit more about your thought process in setting such a space up? Something that where you can have fun, at the same time, you're giving them state of the art equipment to perform.
Yes. Nova, our office dog, my dog, is visiting us usually every Friday. So everyone's happy to come on a Friday and meet our CCO, Chief Cuddle Officer, in person. We have also a rented office dog here in Bangalore. His name is Waffle and comes whenever I'm here. Should come more often. But yeah, I think what Inheaden is about is work-life integration, not work-life balance. If you want to succeed with a small team, you have to integrate your private life with your work life, and you should enjoy it. I think you have to separate things. If you don't enjoy work, you have to separate it from your private life, which you hopefully enjoy. If you don't enjoy both, then that's another topic. But at Inheaden, we are looking for people who enjoy the work they do and the love they bring into their work. And I believe you can see it. You can feel it when we pitch, when we present, when we showcase some products or innovation and ideas. And this is important at Inheaden. And this is also reflected in our offices. We try to make the offices over time, of course. Nothing happened overnight. We are bootstrapped. We have no investors on board, but we want a space where you feel comfortable, where you can be yourself, where we enable creativity. So workshop spaces are nice. The hardware we invest in each workstation is quite a bit, from monitors, about keyboards, the best mouses, the best keyboards, the best monitors. If we purchase hardware or like laptops, also the best laptops we try to provide, because I believe you cannot expect excellency and high performance if you don't provide the infrastructure needed to do so. So this is not something we want to save on, like save costs, cut costs here and there. If we expect a lot, we want to give a lot. And in Inheaden, I think from a culture point of view, I hope that everyone knows that I'm always there with an open ear to listen to problems, to questions, challenges, ideas, and to act on it. And that is, I think, something many other companies don't do. If I visit offices, like they have like one BenQ, one of the cheapest monitors just in the office to work with, but not just because they are just starting out. I think that's the culture in the company of like saving and investing only as much as you have to get the job done. And we want to invest in a way that we say we invest into getting the job done in the best possible way, and therefore we provide the best hardware.
So if somebody is really good at what they do and they take pride in their work, they want to love their work life because they love what they do, and they want to integrate it to their life. At the same time, they need to bring excellence, and they also should have the mind to take risks. This is your profile of someone who works at Inheaden.
Yes, if you align with our values, if you like the culture you hear of flexibility, supporting each other, and even friendships, which are,
I hear you have a movie night tonight.
We have a movie night tonight, yes, organized.
Which movie are you watching?
I think it's not yet decided.
Okay.
I don't want to advertise here any movies.
I heard Borat.
Yes, we will see what it's going to be. I will tell you then maybe next time.
Okay.
But yeah, if you are looking for a fun place, but not fun in terms of like chilling around, a fun place of like
work hard, play
shaping
hard.
the future hard. Yes. Inheaden is definitely a great option. We had Maya joining Inheaden in the early days as a copywriter, for example. Today she's our head of marketing. So I think career is possible even within a startup. We are growing, and I would even believe that it's easier for the first 50, 100 people who are joining a startup to build a career within this organization than starting at a multinational organization where you have to go all the way from the bottom to the top to come in the role you want to be.
That's your entire life.
It's going to take your entire life. Just before you retire, you reach the role you would have liked to be in for much longer. And in a startup, I think, like in Inheaden, you get opportunities way faster. The impact your work has is much more valuable, appreciated, and important. So everyone is welcome to reach out to us at career@inheaden.io to get in touch with us, apply, even though we don't have any job openings at the moment, maybe for your role you're interested in. We are very happy to see applications also coming in without a specific job opening from our end. If he or she believes it's a good match at Inheaden. And yeah.
What are some of the teams that you are looking to expand? Because I'm sure more projects are coming and you're able to successfully deliver on some of the large projects, and I'm sure more will come along the way. What are some of the key teams that you are looking for talent in the future?
I think we are willing to take also risk from our end. We have had some hires in the past several times where we said, okay, this person is a great team match. We don't know how to use you right now, or we don't have the project load right now to actually hire you for a project, but come join, and then we see what happens, because we are growing, and we are looking for talents, and not when we need them. We are willing to hire also before. And in the same way, we are not a hire and fire company. I think that is something what maybe here in India is a thing. Some people are a little worried if there's maybe not enough projects for some weeks or something. We are not firing people just left and right because there's not a project. We planned accordingly, so everything is safe. But yeah, if someone wants to join, we have different domains in the business operation field for sales, finance, HR, of course, and a legal domain, and also back office. And in the service domains at Inheaden, we operate where we make our money, our money-making domains. There we have the software domain, we have the design domain, we have the IT operations and AI domain, and also the design.
AI engineering.
No, sorry.
It's already software.
That is design, software, IT ops, and AI is a domain, and marketing. We have open to apply for, and yeah, we expand definitely in all of them, but I think heavily towards AI and software. Also looking for people who are interested in design thinking and workshops, facilitating them with clients together, including traveling. Like we had workshops in the US, in Seattle. We had workshops in the Middle East in different locations, and so traveling is definitely also part of the job at Inheaden. Yeah, and that is, I think, it.
I hope this message reaches out to smart people and they put something together for you to showcase their achievements, and you find some good people through this. So last question for the evening: where do you see Inheaden in 5 years' time? And do you think at some point you will get investors? And approximately how big would your team be in 5 years?
As of now, we are around about 40 people globally, with the focus on India, UAE, Nigeria, and Germany, where we are headquartered. And I think expansion definitely towards West at some point within the next 5 years.
Towards West, meaning Africa and the United States and the Americas?
Yes, definitely the North America region. since there are a lot of innovations happening, and I think to have their presence for German engineering, what we are capable of to deliver fast, quick software which works, is also there needed very much. And from our service portfolio, I think we are quite good as of now. I would not like to add there anything. We will expand, of course, the AI teams because I see there a big need coming in future, which AI also includes data science, data engineering, which is the foundation for AI.
Even the infrastructure, right?
Yes, and I think we will see a big boom with AI. We are seeing it already. It's not that AI is gonna change our future. AI has changed our present.
Our present. Yeah.
And I think we have there some innovations and opportunities to expect. Hallucination is a problem, and also inventing and brainstorming ideas, thinking outside the box with AI is difficult because AI is choosing the most probable answers, and innovation doesn't happen with the most probable answers. And that is a field I think which I'm very interested in. Exploring even products and everything around predictions and forecasting for what AI can do for a business B2B might be on our roadmap in the next years to expand there even our revenue streams with some products hopefully.
In 5 years, how many people?
Right now we are 40. In 5 years, bravely I would say 200 plus.
In 5 years, how much revenue?
I would say probably 30 million plus.
I think I think you can do a lot more. With just one project, I think you guys are already in the millions. So
we have, yes, proudly cracked the millions. We are on a fantastic ride. However, given the current situations globally, political and other factors, we don't know how the economy is gonna go.
So you keep a low target.
I think we try to keep it realistic of what we have achieved so far. We have double revenues every year so far. If we continue doing that, I think we are doing very well as a startup.
Do you plan on taking on investors?
We are not. Never say never, of course, but it is not on our roadmap right now to raise any money, to keep independent, to keep our freedom, to get to the beginning of our conversation today, and to be our own, even though I don't like the word, but our own boss. I think for us as of now it's important to work very independent from investors, and we don't need it. Okay, that why should we raise money and have the headache if we don't need it? Financially we are stable, we are strong, we have financial resources, and
so why?
Why? Just why? Yeah.
Okay. So thank you, Dennis, for making the first episode of the Inheaden podcast. So thank you very much.
No.
I wish you guys good luck and success in the future.
Thank you so much. Thank you also for being here, hosting this first Inheaden episode to get Inheaden in the beginning maybe on the interview and hear a little bit about Inheaden's point of view before maybe the podcast will change a little bit directions, and maybe one day you're on the other side and we could hear a little bit more about your experiences in Nigeria. That is something I would be interested next time.
Next time.
Yes.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Akash.
Thank you for everyone watching. So stay tuned for the next one.
See you.